Hey Aries! Welcome to my channel and thank you for clicking on this video. This reading is going to be your star sign reading for the month ahead. It's a timeless reading, so from whenever you're looking at this video, it'll be for the next 2 to 4 weeks. We'll also be looking at some potential energies as well. So if you want to jump straight ahead to the reading, I'll have a timestamp in the comments section and in the description box as well, so you can go straight to that. But if not, what I'm going to do is I'll do a clearing and I'll light this candle and I'll go over what we're going to cover. So first we're going to have a look at source perspective, or your higher self perspective of what's going on in your life right now. And that's also going to form an energy check for the read itself. So that'll let you know whether this reading is for you, again, being a general reading. So, is that going? Yep. And then we'll have a look at any challenges or opportunities that you may be facing at this time. And then we'll have a look at some advice and attitudes to adopt to help you get through those challenges or just enjoy those opportunities. And what we'll look at after that is what you expect to happen. So what you expect to happen in this area of life that we're going to be looking at. And then we'll have a look at the unexpected. So what you don't see coming and what you don't expect to happen. And then you can compare the two. And then we'll have a look at the near future, which is the next 2 to 4 weeks. That energy is pretty set in stone. And then we'll look at the long-term future potential, which is the next 2 to 6 months. That energy, bit more mutable. You can actually make some changes, mitigate the changes if you don't like what you see. But if you like what you see, then keep on doing what you're doing. So with that said, we'll just jump straight into the reading. Put that down and we'll have a look at the source perspective or higher self perspective of what's going on in your life right now. And we'll be looking at that with the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle, which didn't shuffle very well. So this is the Hero's Journey. It's based on the Hero's Journey itself. Star Wars is a good example of that. It's just the hero's journey of a human being in this lifetime and the cycles that you go through. So let's have a look at the source or higher self perspective of your life right now. And that just came straight out. Very energetic. So just have a look at that card. There we go. The unknown is your friend. Lean in to put my glasses on so I can read it. Lean in to embrace what's next. And that came out that way. So this is something that, and I feel like I'm going to get one more card with that, and then I'll have a look at the underlying. So being the unknown, it'll be interesting to see what the unexpected is. So that actually might help you figure out what this is. So there's something, I'll get another card to explain it, but it feels like maybe you finished a project or finished so some sort of adventure or something in life, some sort of creative project, and you're thinking, okay, well, what's next? So I'll just get clarification for that, and then we'll have a look at the underlying of this deck as well. I've got to be careful. I've only got this much room, and I've got a lot of cards to go through. So it feels like you're ready for a new adventure. You're ready for something new. Okay, let's just get one more clarification. Which is cool. It's a cool energy to be in. For this you were born. Beautiful. Foster your intention for incarnating in this dimension. Okay, so let's put that under there. Let's put that there. Beautiful. And on the back of the deck, from fear to fuel. Perfect. That's alchemizing pain to power, or fear to fuel. Stand still and own your power. Own your Aries power. Perfect. And I feel like just putting that there for some reason. So that's where it's going to be. And make sure that doesn't go in the flame. Okay. All right. So I would say, and there's so many readings where I'm getting like a calling, where people are awakening to their actual purpose for being here on this earth. And I have a feeling that is what you're sensing right now. I don't think it's actually quite clear where you're going to go or which direction that you're going to head. It feels like you know what it's like when you sense a new adventure coming on, or a new cause, or a new project, or a new creative idea. You get that sense that something is about to happen. You feel it. But with this time, with this new thing, I don't think it's fully formed about what direction you're going to take or what creative venture you're going to undertake. But you don't, you sense that something's different about this one. And there's a in-between stage where you're just sussing out the energy behind it. And you're thinking, this feels different. This feels more like your calling and what you came here to do. This feels more like you. And perhaps because you're in that awkward in-between stage, for example, and this new project is something that you can't quite see yet. You feel it, you sense it, but you can't quite see it yet. And maybe that's putting you off a little bit. You know, you like to know where you're headed so you can actually start putting action, like taking action steps towards making that happen, and start formulating it in your mind and gathering resources and people to make that happen. But this time you don't know how it looks just yet. You don't know what it is just yet. You don't know who you're going to need. You don't know what you're going to need. And I think it's actually putting you off a little bit. Maybe there's a time where you're taking some time out. You sort of, for example, the last project that you've worked on was just full on and you're just taking some time out, but now you're actually feeling the new one start to emerge. And that in-between stage where you can't use your mojo or your energy or your drive and funnel it into something, because there's nothing to funnel it into just at this point, and it's throwing you off a little bit. So I think that should be enough to let you know whether this is your read. So let's have a look at the challenges and opportunities. That will probably be a challenge in itself for you guys. And we'll be looking at that with the Tarot of Dreams deck. And the illustrations on this are just so beautiful. That's why I picked this deck. It's just an amazing artwork. And one more shuffle. See if I can do that one properly. That's better. Okay. Let's have a look at that. Didn't want to come in. Palace of Swords reversed. So I'll just note that. So you could be in your head about this a little bit too much. But let's just see. Challenges and opportunities. It feels like whatever this is, it's amazing. That I'm tuning into the energy of what this is, and you're going to love it. You're going to be 100% in your element. And maybe I should move this incense stick because it goes straight into my mouth. And it is just going to be 100% you. It's going to be something that you can just really sink your teeth into, really grip onto, really just funnel all your energy. It's going to be exciting, whatever it is. I'm feeling into it, and I'm sure you can feel into it as well. It just hasn't taken on any form, and that really Fool. Oops, let's show you. The Fool. And that's perfect. This is an opportunity. I don't need any more. Okay, or do I need any more? No, that'll do. Okay, so Two of Cups reversed. So what could have happened with the example of these cards there, and that fits in there perfectly. So it feels like certainly something has ended. So the Two of Cups can be where a creative venture has ended, or a relationship has ended. Something hasn't worked, because you've got the Fool and the Two of Cups reversed. So it feels like whatever this has ended, it's no news to you. You already know that. So, you've ended a job, you've ended a creative project or a creative venture, or you've come back from travel. You've been traveling and you come home now and you're taking a rest, and you're in that in-between stage where you sense something new. This is just clarifying or confirming exactly what I just said. So whatever this has ended, it's already ended. This isn't something that's going to be a challenging situation coming up. So if you're in a relationship already, that's not saying that it's going to end or anything like that. This is talking about something that has already ended or has already finished. And now you're in that in-between stage where you're looking at starting something new, but you don't quite know. I think it's starting to form, and it might be, since it's here, it might actually be related to a new relationship. It could be you wanting to start something new, but you don't know who it is with yet, or but you do know what it is that you do want out of a relationship now. And it could be an example of that could be the last relationship was rather casual, it's over now, but what you're wanting to do is actually have something a little bit more solid. That's an example, because I've got the fear here, from fear to fuel. That's something that's scaring you. And I think whatever happened with either this relationship or creative venture that has now finished, you've learned so much about what you do want. And this desire that has been born as a result of that is different. It's different to what you've done. It's a different type of, like, what you're desiring now is like a different type of relationship, or it's a different type of creative project, or different type of hobby, or different type of travel. Maybe you want to travel to a different country that you didn't think you'd ever want to see. It could be anything, but it just feels like whatever has ended has inspired you into going a completely different direction. And that is why it's a little bit difficult to form, I think, at this point, because you're sensing that it is very different, and you're just spending some time trying to articulate that energy. How does that look? It feels new. It feels something completely new, something completely different to what you've done before. And it's taking you a little bit longer than you normally would to, like, you've got the energy there and you've got the drive. There's nothing to say about that. You've definitely got it, but you just don't know which direction to funnel it into. And if you sit for too long with that energy, it might, it sort of might bottle up, and you want to and express it in some way, but you still need to spend some time assimilating and articulating just how that's going to look. Where am I going to funnel and direct that energy? That's what is your challenge at the moment. But at the same time, it's your opportunity, because you want to get this right. It feels very important. Okay. So let's have a look at attitudes to adopt, or some advice moving forward with regards to this challenging opportunity. It's interesting saying that in the same thing. Okay, and this is the Seeker Oracle. And the illustrations in this are just, I love them. Absolutely love them. If you like dragons and fire, there's a lot of them in there. It's probably a good deck for you guys, actually. Okay, now let's have a look at advice or attitudes to adopt. Oh, bummy. I'm burping. Advice or attitudes to adopt for Aries with this transition phase that you're in. There we go, if they wanted to come out. Okay, see the patterns? And that can go there. And raise them up. Interesting. And you've got a little baby dragon there. Maybe wanting to start a family. That could be the challenge, settling down in that way. And I just want to actually just put them up so you can see them together as well, because that gives a different perspective. Okay. And on the bottom of the deck, we've got knowledge is power. And we'll pop that there. And that's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I will also be getting more information from this deck as well. Okay. So it could be, my first impression of this, it could be that maybe now you're actually wanting to settle down and you're actually wanting to have children. That could be your new adventure. And perhaps there's been some information that has come in to bring you, and of course that would be scary. That would be really scary. So maybe there's been some synchronicities. You've seen, I'll just keep using this baby example. You could be, coming across a whole bunch of people who have, fallen pregnant and getting excited about starting a family. That it just feels, what this is, like advice and attitudes to adopt, is to have a look at the patterns, have a look at the synchronicities. There's information coming from the universe to help you make this decision and help you move forward and help you formulate this. And raising them up, it could be your inner child. It could be a different version of yourself that you want to nurture. And I feel like I need to get some more from this deck to really help me finish that answer. And this is using the Mystical Wisdom deck. And again, beautiful, absolutely beautiful illustrations on this. It feels like there's information that is yet to be accessed to help you make this decision. That's what this is saying. Okay, let's just get advice and attitudes to adopt just to help with that. And see the patterns, raise them up. There's just a lot of information coming through synchronicities. Anything that is repeating itself with a similar message, similar advice, information, listen to that. The universe is trying to send you a message, basically. So advice and attitudes to adopt. Vacation. Take time for relaxation and adventure. And that is coming into the reversal. Okay. So I think, and I'll just get also the underlying, a dragonfly. A lot of dragon energy. Live life to the fullest. Now that's interesting. All right. So you've got live life to, where's my pointer? Live life to the fullest and vacation in reverse. So that's what, again, it's coming back to what I was sensing here, that maybe you've just come back from vacation and you've just been full on that vacation, or you've just finished a creative project where it was just full on and you've needed to take some time out from that. And I would say that a lot of the message coming through, okay, when you follow your life calling, when you follow what you've came here to do, for this you were born, it feels natural and normal. For you, living life to the fullest feels natural and normal. So perhaps the advice that's coming in is to just do that and let living life to the fullest unfold before you like a flower. And then as you do that, your life calling or the next adventure will just naturally unfold. It comes through you being you. You're just living life to the fullest. So if you don't have a creative adventure or an idea for how this is going to move forward in your life, but you feel like going and climbing a mountain, do that. Just do it. If you feel like going to a party, do it. You feel like, if you've just come out of a relationship, you just feel like having a one-night stand and it's consensual, obviously, do it. Whatever it is, like it feels like, and vacation is reversed. So it does feel like you've finished something, you've had a bit of time just to chill in between projects, but you're now starting to get restless and you're now starting to want to move it in another direction, but you just don't know what that is yet. Information is going to come through you being you. Information is going to come through you just living life to the fullest, doing whatever you do that makes you feel alive and come alive. Do that. And then through that will come the ideas. It'll just naturally unfold. So it could be you're wanting to, and it, again, that smoke is going down my throat. It could be starting a family. It could be that you're being moved in a different direction, and that feels a little bit uncomfortable in a direction that you're not used to, that you haven't done for some time. A perfect example of that is wanting to settle down in a relationship when up until now you've not wanted to commit. You've just wanted to, play the field, and that's perfectly fine. Absolutely, I did it too. Or now you're wanting to, instead of, have just a relationship, you're actually wanting to start an adventure of raising a child. It feels like you're wanting to go in a different direction that you used to. It is a little scary, so you're not ready to actually commit to whatever that energy is. And that's perfectly fine, because that's not what you're meant to do at this time. What you're meant to do at this time is just you be you. Live life to the fullest. Go out, climb a mountain, do whatever it is that you want to do in this time off where you're not directing it to a specific creative venture. That is the advice at the moment. And that's like, you'll be like, hell yeah. And when you do that, that's going to release whatever this fear is. It's actually going to help you come into an alignment with this new you. And then the information that you need to know will come through that avenue. Okay. So let's have a look at what you expect to happen. And I'm just going to take a drink. Just 1 second. Okay. And this is the Crystal Visions Tarot. and have a look at what you expect to happen next. And my guess is you have no idea really what to expect. You sense it. But let's see what you expect to happen. Okay. What do you expect to happen? Okay. 6 of Cups reversed. And it's just coming into the reversal. And that goes in there really nicely. Let's stick them under the Buddha. And I feel like I'm getting another one. So you expect perhaps the past to come back. Maybe you expect a past relationship to come back, or I'll just get clarification on that. Perhaps there's a relationship that either you or they didn't quite move on from. An example of this could be a relationship. This is a perfect example, and it might not be true to you, but it could be that the relationship didn't work out because either you or they weren't ready to commit. But maybe the person who was not ready to commit might actually be going, you know what? Let's maybe give this another go. That's an example of it. And it feels like you're going, absolutely not. That's not me. But that's the sort of energy that I'm feeling. There's a resistance to it, but something from the past this is what you expect to happen, by the way. Something from the past might come back because it felt unfinished in some way. Whoa, okay. All right, so we've got 5 of Wands. That's your energy. And that's what I call in the completion phase. So this is the initial phase. It takes a while to move through the energy of the 5 of Wands. So this is in its fullest expression of what the 5 of Wands is. Oh, there's one underneath as well. Okay. Ace of Swords. Again, completion phase. And this is just started in the initial phase for the 4 of Wands. So you've got the 4 and the 5. Okay. So let's just put that under there. I feel like I get really creative with how I lay these out. Okay, there we go. And let's have a look at the underlying as well. 2 of Pentacles. And what's coming out for me for the 2 of Pentacles isn't what normally comes out for me for the 2 of Pentacles. Again, this is just what you expect. I'm getting playful vibes with the 2 of Pentacles in this reading. And I feel like I need to leave it there and not actually look into any other perspective of the 2 of Pentacles. Again, I don't normally read it that way. So perhaps it's going to be, because the Ace of Swords is about truth coming out, about the past, where then the 4 of Wands, it just feels like a past relationship. It could be a past marriage, or it could be the past coming out, because the 4 of Wands is about creating foundations. And this is, the whole reading just keeps on saying the same thing. So you do expect, maybe you were the one that said, no, I'm sorry, I'm not wanting a commitment, and the other person did. And you expect them to come back and actually try again. They really want to commit with you. That's what you sort of expect. And that's, again, an example. It could be something different, but that's just the energy that I'm reading. And perhaps this truth is going to come to light where this person is actually going to say that from the past. They're going to want that. And the 5 of Wands for me is the rite of passage card, and that's from the fear to fuel. That's where the fear is coming in. Like an example might be, you might be the one that says, maybe I want to commit, and maybe that is the truth that you communicate with this other person. But that idea is scaring the shit out of you, because that means you do need to commit and you won't be able to live the life you used to live. And perhaps you're not seeing it as you being able to be playful in that way. So this is what the challenge is, and this is what you expect to happen if you move forward in that direction. It is going to be a huge challenge for you to move through. But at the same time, there is a desire to make something like that happen. Whether that's desires coming from you or desires coming from the other person, that desire is being born to actually move in a more committed direction because the Four of Wands can also, that's commitment, moving forward. It could also be the marriage card. It could be the twin flame card. That's why I keep getting it, the Two of Cups there. That's why I keep getting relationships. It could be something completely different, but I'm just going to use that as a running example. And that is what is causing the delay, or is causing the fear, because you feel that you can't be as playful. You can't be how you used to be. But in feeling into this, it can still be playful. It can still be fun. It can still be exciting. You just taking it to a different level. You're looking at it from a different perspective. It's a different type of exciting. Okay, so let's just have a look at the unexpected then. And this is called learning tarot cards. So if you're learning tarot, decks like this are really, really good because they have the meanings. Okay, and one more shuffle. This is what you don't expect to happen, or the unexpected. Let's see if I can fit it into this little area there. Oh, and they just drop straight in there. There's 3. I'll take them. 4 of Pentacles reversed. And the Ace of Cups upright. Perfect. Again, these cards are just continuing to confirm what I see. And Strength, this is your card. Strength, but it's coming out of the reversal. Okay. Normally I read them, but okay, I'll read them. Shedding the old, letting go of people, possessions, or issues, generosity, sharing, greed, unwarranted fear of poverty. The Ace of Cups, new beginnings, new relationships, new romance, love, happiness, joy, conception. For, this is just confirming everything I've been talking about. Fertility, pregnancy, celebrations, socializing, an upsurge of new feelings. And the Strength reversed is you're feeling a little bit vulnerable about this. There's some self-doubt, weakness, low self-esteem, lack of confidence, feeling inadequate, impotence, being bullied. You're coming out of that. You're coming out of that energy. So let's just have a look on the bottom of the deck, 10 of Pentacles. So this is unexpected. And this is in the unexpected. So this is something that you didn't see coming. I might move this over here so I can fit this in. And the way you feel is even surprising yourself. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, and I feel like maybe putting that there. There we go. Yeah. So this is surprising you. And it's interesting the Ace of Cups is coming right under the Two of Cups. So this is either getting back with someone from your past, or it is a new relationship. But this new relationship is or the idea of a new relationship. You've got 2 aces here and the Fool. Something brand new is happening in your life. And it is going to take you by surprise how you're going to move into it, or what you're going to want out of it. So you're going to, and again, shedding old beliefs about what you feel is safe or secure. So again, using the running example of wanting to commit in a relationship. That's not something you perceived as being a safe place to be. Being committed was something that you feared. And now there is a feeling of wanting to actually move in a more committed direction. So you're shedding the old limiting belief systems that made you fear doing that, because you wouldn't be thinking about it. You wouldn't be feeling into the energy about it if you hadn't have done that already. It feels like you've done that. And now you're actually starting to think about, oh, maybe I want a family. Maybe I want a commitment or a long-term commitment, and just sort of, play that type of adventure out. A long-term commitment doesn't necessarily mean you have to commit for the rest of your life. That does not mean, that's not what long-term commitment means. It means just committing to a person for as long as it naturally wants to play out, but committing to them. So, it's not till death do you part or anything like that, but it is going to take you by surprise. I don't feel I need to say anything. And what I just said is exactly what this energy is, but it is going to take you by surprise, the fact that you feel that. And it's because the limiting belief systems have now, they're not in your way anymore. They're not getting in your way anymore. So because they're not blocking any of these thoughts are absolutely brand new. These thoughts of wanting to, and it could be committing to a creative venture as well, or committing to like a longer travel history with someone else, like going to for a world tour. It could be anything, but something that you've not done before. This is new. And it's something that you used to fear in the past. But right now, you're actually thinking, you know what, I think I can do it. You feel like you can take up the challenge to do that now. And you are starting to regain that strength within you in order to move forward in that direction. You're not quite ready yet, but you're entertaining the idea. Okay, so let's have a look at the next 2 to 4 weeks. And that's the month ahead read. About this energy is pretty set. And this is the Mythic Tarot deck. This deck is like 20 years old. Oh, it's actually about 25 years old, and it does not like shuffling. But it's my year-old faithful deck. I absolutely love it. Okay, there we go. It's these cards are what I've been reading with my whole tarot reading experience. Okay, so the next 2 to 4 weeks. Let's see what's going to happen over the next 2 to 4 weeks. 8 of Wands reversed. Okay. And it's coming into the reversal. So I think this is going to be something that you are going to be wrestling with for the next 2 to 4 weeks, the next month. So this isn't something like you're used to moving fast. You're used to going, okay, this is what I want to do. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I don't think you're going to feel motivated to move in this direction in the next month or so. You're still going to be assimilating the energy, which is perfectly fine. And you got the death and the completion phase. So I think perhaps this old relationship or old creative venture or old way of life is something that is going to take you a while to move on from or detach from. And an example of that is, you know, the relationship not working out, and you're taking some time out because that's hit you hard. This relationship not working out. It's really hit you hard. But it is something that has given you the opportunity to go, well, what do I want now? You know, I don't want to go through that again. I don't want that type of breakup. Where did it go wrong? Where did I go wrong? Where did they go wrong? What do I want now as a result? And how do I want that to look in the future? But it does feel like this old relationship is something that you're still moving on from. But you're doing it in a very healthy way. But I don't feel like you, in the next 2 to 4 months, 2 to 4 weeks, going to feel energized towards moving in the direction of this new venture just yet. And let's have a look at, 9 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so you're not going to be happy. And it really does feel like a perfect example is perhaps the relationship didn't work out because you didn't want to commit, which is perfectly fine. If you're not ready to commit, you're not ready to commit. But it's now not worked out. And now you're on your own. Again, this is just an example. And you're going, you know what? I miss that person. I miss that relationship. I miss that companionship. Oh, does that mean I actually want to commit? Holy crap, that's really scary. I actually want that. And perhaps you want that with that person. Okay. So let's have a look at the next 2 to 6 months to see how this might pan out. And this is the Guardian Angel Messages deck. But for the next 2 to 4 weeks, you know, it's sort of wrestling with the ending of that relationship. And wrestling also with the idea about, well, does that mean I want to commit now? Does that mean I want to take life in a new direction? And just getting used to that idea. Next 2 to 6 months, though. Okay. Oh, there we go. All right. Oh, so 6 of Water, which is 6 of Cups, coming into the reversal. Memories, childhood nostalgia, and 6 of Cups is there as well. Got Page of Air, which is Page of Swords, and that's completely reversed. Truthful, analytical, outspoken. And I'm going to get some more. So that, I would say, this has really thrown you. This relationship has really thrown you. Maybe there could be no communication at all with this person. And that's what that feels like. The relationship is definitely finished, but you're still thinking about it. It's still something that is going to be on your mind. And I'll just get some more. There we go. Chariot in the completion phase. So that's perfect energy for you. Willpower, victory, recognition. We can put that there. And I'm just going to get some more. So I would say, I'm just going to get one more before I read into that. There it is. Okay. 3 of Swords. Okay. Sorrow, forgiveness, and healing. And Knight of Fire. That's you. And that's, he's confident, passionate, and adventurous, but it's in the reversed. And I'll just see if that's in shot. It is. Okay. There we go. And on the back of the deck, to finish this off, Balance, which is Temperance, and it is reversed. Compromise, self-control, and moderation. Okay, so let's just put that there. And that's in shot. Okay. So the next 2 to 6 weeks, 2 to 6 months, I would say that it's still going to be, like, this was a major either creative venture, a major travel adventure that you went on, or a major relationship that you had. It's something that has impacted you on a deep, deep level, and it is going to continue to impact you. This feels to me like it is a soul contract that you've had with this person, and it's either going to continue to hurt them, or it's going to continue to hurt you as the fact that it didn't work, because there is major energies moving through this whole experience. And I feel like actually giving you some more. Okay, let's give Aries, this is using the energy oracle, it's called. Let's give Aries some good news, please. I want some good news for the next 2 to 6 months. And give a source perspective of this whole why this is happening. Because I don't feel like there's enough information here, enough why information. There we go. Oh, yeah. 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. That's the throat chakra. So there's communication that needs to happen. It's about speaking your truth and speaking their truth. What do you truly want? That's what it is. Okay. Yeah. And appreciation on the bottom of the deck. Love it. And let's just put that there. That's in shot enough. Okay. All right. So this is about you really coming into what is truly important to your soul. This is information. This whole situation has happened so you can see the truth of who you really are and what you really want and what type of adventure that you really want. And it is coming through this major life growth opportunity. I don't like using the word lesson. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tune in and see if I can channel information, because usually when I channel information, it's different to what the cards say. Okay, so just give me a second. Your soul is excited for this new adventure. It sees and senses what awaits you now on the other side of the door, on the other side of this ending. This door is closed, whether you closed it or the other person closed it, or the adventure is over in some way. The creative project's over, the travel adventure is over, and it's done. And you had to go through that. You had to experience it. It was fun along the way. Appreciate what you gained from that, the good times and the growth opportunities, the lessons that you've learned, the information that has come through that experience, because now it's telling you what you do want. And so many times I'm getting this in the reading, in all star signs and in all readings, where we're getting the opportunity to have 2 lives in the one incarnation. This is you traversing in between life number 1 and life number 2. Life number 2 for you feels and looks very different to where you've come. And that's also what you're wrestling with. That's also, it feels it's not necessarily this other person or this other creative venture or whatever it was. It's more the energy between moving into the energy of this new life. And it just feels foreign. It feels different. You feel a little bit out of your element, but there are messages coming through. Source is actually bringing information through. This new life is just something, it is like a blank canvas. You are going to be like, if you thought your old life was fun, this is going to be 100 times more fun. It's going to be 100 times more in alignment with who you really are. It's going to be 100 times the adventure. It's going to feel amazing. Amazing. And that just went down my throat again, the smoke. But it's something that you need to take up the challenge to move towards. You're already sensing it. You're already feeling it. You would know an action step to take in that direction. And the advice to do that is actually live life to the fullest. Be you. And then as you be you, then you're in alignment with this new life. And then it will unfold for you. So that, and again, with every read I've done, the advice is just, it is perfect advice for whoever I'm reading for. That information will come through. It might come through another person, or whether it could be from this past person or the past experiences. It's like, well, this is what I didn't want, so what do I want? But be open to it being in a completely different 3D expression to what you're used to, or a completely different direction to how you're used to doing it. That's why this transition stage is taking a little bit longer than normal, because it is so big. It's so important to your soul. It's so important to your higher self. They want to make sure that you get this right, because it is amazing. This whole new life, it is really amazing. So, but it's going to take quite a few months to get you there. But in the meantime, enjoy life. You don't have to commit to anyone, until you feel ready. You don't have to. Just enjoy life. Go out, go party. If you want to do one night stands, do that. Climb a mountain. Do whatever you do that sets your soul on fire. So you get to channel that energy that you're feeling into something, even if it's just one day of climbing a mountain, or spending a bit more time at the gym. However you want to funnel that energy so it actually gets to hit a target, gets to go somewhere while you're formulating this, and while you're moving on from the old chapter in your life. But this new, maybe I could call it, this new chapter in your life is like a blank canvas. And it is going to be you being able to express your energy and move forward in some direction and initiate a fun, creative project, but in a completely different way. So you're still going to get to be you. In fact, you're not just going to get to be you, you're going to get to be you in a way that you've never felt before. Once you get the hang of this, once you feel it, like, I'd love to do a reading for you in another 3 months' time and see what this is, because in 3 months' time, you'll actually really know, and you'll start moving in that direction. But once you get into that energy, it is just, you're going to be on fire. It is going to feel amazing, and you're going to go, oh, I'm glad I took the time out to really assimilate this energy and formulate a way to direct it in a way. And that's an adventure in itself, figuring that out. So you don't have to commit to anything. Just live life to the fullest. Enjoy your life. This is not like moving on from this old energy or this not old relationship or old way of being. There's going to be a mourning period. That's going to be a bit icky, but doesn't mean you still can't live life to the fullest. It could be, someone passed away or a pet passed away, and you're having trouble moving on from them. They could be in your world. And that's another side example, maybe for just one person. But it is moving on to living life in a completely different way. And it is going to be amazing. I'm feeling into it too. It is exciting, and it's just full of adventure, and you're going to love it. Just take this time and appreciate everything that's in your life. You've got a million different ways to express your energy right now while you're figuring this out, but it's going to look and feel amazing. So I can't wait to do this stuff. So I'd read for you guys in another 3 months and just see where you are at that time, that everything looks really, really good for you moving forward. Okay, so I think that's it for this read. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your energy. I loved it, and I love the excitement of what's to come. And it's just, I had a lot of fun actually reading this reading. So thank you very much for that. So if you liked it, like, share, subscribe. If you get any ideas about any future reads, a pick a card tarot reading that you want me to do, I am taking requests. So put that in the comments below. It could be an extension from this read. If you want to move a little bit deeper, I can do a general pick a card in that direction as well for you. But until then, I'll say thank you so much for joining me, and bye.